Hi, some tricks and tips for some of you people that are doing some refinishing. A while back we had a friend do some woodworking with one of these files. You know, there it is. You know, it's coarse on one end, fine on the other. Well, actually it's a rasp. And he did a subsequent video after he got through making a axe handle for his son's hatchet. He made the comment about how sore and blistered his hands were. Well, something I learned a long time ago, and it's not new to me. I didn't come up with it, somebody else did. Something you wouldn't think of, go to a bike shop and pick up a bicycle inner tube. Slide it over the file, and what have you got? You've got a nice handle that'll give you a lot of grip. I gotta remember you can't see that. And it'll save your fingers. You will not abrade the skin off of them. If you cut them a little longer, like this, you've got just the perfect sleeve to put in your toolbox. You can basically tie the end of the knot or whatever. The problem I've had with putting a file in a toolbox is sometimes you need one out in the field and everything. They bounce around the toolbox with hardened tools and everything. You knock the teeth off. Not fun. Now, the other thing is, when you're using abrasive paper, sandpaper, whatever you want to call it, you'll also abrade the skin on your fingers. Good quality masking tape, and if you're working with water, it works really well to use the water resistant tape. And all you do is, I think you can see this, a couple layers of masking tape over the pads on your finger where you're holding the paper, and you don't abrade the skin off your fingers. Works good. It works very good. I've done it. When you're like on some of the older boats where you've got a lot of bright work and you've got a lot of teak or mahogany to sand, you'll wear off calluses. I know, been there, done that. Now, the other thing I've watched Wrangler Star do is he grabs the sandpaper and starts sanding his handles. Well, I have a problem with that because, well, if there's any detail you want to keep, how do you keep the detail? You don't. The sandpaper eliminates it. Okay, what I have done in the past, I used to do gunstock refinishing. And speaking of gunstock, there's one right there. And this one I'm going to do some work on. And what you use, and they go, well, use paint stripper. There's a problem with paint stripper. It's water. It affects the grain in the wood. Okay, good old-fashioned denatured alcohol. Went down and got some. There we go. And that's it. There it is. Denatured alcohol. I have to get my fat fingers out of the way. And I just dropped my stock. Anyhow, denatured alcohol works very good at taking a multitude of finishes off. I know it works on varathane, most of the oil finishes. And what else do you need? Well, either aught or double aught steel wool works fine. What I'm using right here happens to be number 1, and all this is about 3/4 of an inch or so of denatured alcohol. Get the steel wool wet, and here, get it up here where you can see it. It takes a little work, but once it starts to cut the finish, it takes the finish off real nice, fairly quick, and it doesn't get moisture into the I gotta put it down here. It doesn't get moisture into the wood and cause the wood to swell. There we go. And so what you got is there we go. Some pretty much, basically dried wood, ready for finish when you're done. There, that gives you a good idea how quick it works. And of course, it's still, it's still smooth. Denatured alcohol will also help take some of the gun oil, cosmoline, and if you've got an old army rifle, it does a lot of good. It's a little messy, not as messy as some things I've used to remove finishes, and but it works really well. Your garden handles, it'll take it off, and like I said, it doesn't get any, like with stripper, you'll get water, because most strippers are water based. Once you get the finish off, it's ready to be refinished. Denatured alcohol will take like gun oil and stuff out of the wood, so it's ready for your finish. It works really well. And this little guy is, as you can see, I just did a little bit of work here. I don't know how well this camera is going to pick it up, but this thing was pretty dark, pretty beat up, and as you can see, it's done a pretty good job of cleaning it up. And of course, there's the the original red. I don't really care for, but this is going to be refinished and also reworked. But that's just a quick and easy trick to get the finish off your, you buy your new shovel handles and they put the finish on it. Well, take your denatured alcohol and your fine steel wool, and you got the finish off without sanding, and well, you're still removing the finish, but it doesn't take that long to take the finish off, and you don't lose any of the detail. Well, then you might say, well, hey, I've got this rifle stock I want to redo. What about the checkering? I don't have one, but a little brass suede brush for suede, the real fine brass brush that they use for suede leather, works very well for cleaning the checkering. Let's see, what else have I used? I've also used denatured alcohol with Scotch-Brite for cleaning surfaces, oily surfaces and stuff. Works very good. So that's about it. That's about all I got for that one. Anyhow, there's a couple of tips for you, and I hope that helps some of you guys when you go to do a little refinishing and whatnot. So have fun.